Hello and a warm welcome to the Crone Zone. I'm Lynn. The second half of July proved to be an incredibly eventful time. The last post I did was on, I mentioned Algol and the outlawed feminine and this return and need for an integration of the female energies, the feminine energies. And certainly in our world stage, some rather strong female figures of leadership have come forward, both in my own country and elsewhere. So we are still very much with the energy of Venus in Leo, the strength card, remember, in the tarot deck, and a place of empowerment. But this Leo theme is very much empowered, amplified by the new moon in Leo, which is coming up on the 4th of August. Just 2 days before that, Venus will form a square to Uranus, and there we may be challenged out of our comfort zones, both on the public arena, but also in our private world, to break some new ground. I think that's the one of the messages that we will be taking from that. Well, this isn't all. Not only do we have this fiery new moon that I would like to talk to you about, we also have on the 6th of August, just 2 days later, Venus will form her first stargate with the moon. She will then be in the sign of Virgo, and the next video I post is going to be dedicated to that and to the root chakra, which is the gate that will be representing. So watch out for that. That will be upcoming very soon. So we have the new moon on the 4th. We have the Venus moon gate on the 6th. And then on the 8th, we have the peak of something which is called the Lion's Gate, which now the whole period that we call the Lion's Gate begins round about the 26th of July and runs through until the 12th of August, but becomes precise on the 8th of the 8th, which is thought of as the Lion's Gate portal. So, what is the Lion's Gate? Well, it's a period of the year when the Earth is aligned with Orion and Sirius. Now, Sirius is known as the dog star, and this is where we get that phrase dog days. This tends to be the time of the year when it's hottest, where the sun is very high, things hot up. And certainly we're in a period in all sorts of ways where we can see things hotting up at this time. But this is also an opportunity for spiritual moves forward, because Sirius, sacred, for instance, to the ancient Egyptians, is very much thought of as our spiritual sun, as, if you like, a higher octave of our own sun. And we know that photonic light is particularly strong at the moment. And so to be aligned with Orion, with Sirius, for the Earth to be in alignment with those, it's thought to be open to an influx of spiritual energy and opportunity, very much coloured by the energy of Leo, which is the energy of the sun, which is one of the cards that I drew for this, very much a sun energy. And as you see on the card, the open-chested child, the energy of the heart, the energy of courage, the energy of confidence, the energy of spirit and of being who we truly are. So some fantastic opportunities there for energy coming in the Lionsgate portal. I shan't be doing a specific video on that portal, but I know there will be plenty of people online who are, so I'll direct you towards them. But just to be aware of this really incredible Leonine, Leo energy that we've had. I've already said we have Venus in Leo at the moment. We are going to have the Sun and the Moon in Leo, forming a finger of God, what they call a yod, to Neptune at the very last degree of Pisces, and Pluto at the very, very earliest degree of Aquarius. So there we have it. We have spiritual transformation, change, the need to change, forming that direct point to the Sun and Moon in Leo for the new moon, and of course, close to them, that strong and powerful Venus in Leo that we're talking about on the 29th degree of Leo, just as she's about to move into Virgo. So this is a time, if we make the most of it, if we run with it, where we're being given an opportunity, this beautiful gift. This speaks to the creativity of Leo. This speaks to the abundance, the fecundity of it. We're being offered something unexpected, something creative, something imaginative. We then need, these are all cards that I drew, by the way, to pick this up and go with it. We need to move into action with it because it can lead us to emotional, spiritual satisfaction. This can lead to great outcomes of satisfaction for our wishes, our heart's desires. It's a time to think about our heart's desires and go after them. Now, all new moons are about new beginnings, and this is a turbocharged new beginning. The Capricorn full moon that we had on the 21st of July brought a closing down and an ending to things that had been going on. And it was very shortly after that we saw events on the world stage begin to change. And then, as I say, we were very quickly then into the expansive energy of the Lionsgate and headed towards this new moon in Leo. Now, fire moons are particularly inspirational. Fire is a very inspiring, initiatory force. And we only have 3 fire moons per year. And this, as I say, happening so close to Lionsgate is a really turbocharged beginning and spark of inspiration for us. But of course, all things come with warnings. Just to show you, this is not warnings particularly, but just want to show you 2 other cards that I drew. The Magician. We can be creative. We can be creators here. We can take the raw stuff and create from it. We have that opportunity. We should seize the metal and do so. And if we do, then we can manifest joyfully. So, it is time to look into our gifts and to shine our light. I think this is the message, is to allow all this fiery energy to enable us to shine. It is a time to shine. And for some of us, who perhaps have had our lights under bushels for a long time, it's time to come out from under the stones and shine your light. But I've entitled this video, Letting Our Light, Using Fire to Shine and Not to Burn. Because, of course, there can be a downside to the Leo energy, and that can be pride, overweening arrogance, a kind of narcissistic selfishness. This is the flip side. A megalomania, if you like. I mean, Leo should be about leadership, but of course, sometimes it can be about dictatorship. So we need to factor in that both in ourselves on our little micro level, as well as watching out for those energies manifesting in the wider world around. At the time of this new moon, Mars, planet of action, energy, god of war, is very close to Jupiter, which is a planet which expands whatever it's with. They're forming a harmonious relationship or a potential for harmonious action to the sun and the moon at the time of the new moon. I guess the Jupiter Mars energy is a great one for, say, the Olympics, which are happening at the moment. That sort of powerful thrust of Mars, using that energy in a very creative and positive way. And also the fact that they're in Gemini, all of the information that would be around that. So that has quite a nice signature, really, for the Olympics. But I think also where we see Mars amplified by Jupiter, we also cannot fail to be aware of the potential for anger, for violence, for the negative side of Mars to be presenting itself. And that certainly is something to watch out for and to avoid at all costs. We don't want that extreme negative version of those two planets being together to be the one that's manifesting. And this is where I think we can be grateful for the fact that although Venus isn't conjunct the sun and the moon, she is there forming that rather spiritual yod to Neptune and to Pluto. To balance, I always think that Venus and Mars, if we can balance those energies, then that is by far the greatest thing that we can do. Our planet, Earth, our orbit, is in between Venus on the one side and Mars on the other. So, we're a sandwich between Venus and Mars. And I think in many ways, this is a signature that reflects the polarities of our world as we know it. I mean, as a devotee of the tarot, one of the things that the tarot is about reconciling polarities. So, at a time when unfortunately we do have violent, horrible wars raging, where we have divisions and schisms and polarities and extremes between people, one of the most healing things we can do individually is to try and synthesize within us some of those opposites in that magic alchemical way that I was speaking about in my previous video. That we can be the ground, the healing ground for reconciling. But I have drawn a beautiful, positive range of cards for this reading about the current energies. And as I've said, I think there are times of great transformation, times of great potential spiritual development. I think there is a lot of love within people and on our planet. I think, it doesn't do to be cynical and forget that there is a great deal of love here. And I believe great opportunities for us to increase that. And also wonderful opportunities to develop our own unique skills and talents and joyfully create. That's another wonderful opportunity given to us. I hope we can all steer the right course and make this as positive a time as possible. So I look forward to seeing you again, the video on the Venus Stargate, which I'll be posting soon. So take care